Hello, let's do Wordle for Sunday, March 15th. Let's play. Yesterday we spun the wheel and it said to start with mold. Mold is, oh, I was going to say all gray, but we have a D. Do people and audio people are happy for having that D. All right, I'm going to do, I don't know, a D, and then common letters are R, T, and N, and S. I'd like an E if I can get it. How about just, oh, I was going to say drone, but there's no O. But is there like something like this else? Drain. We could do drain. I actually think that's fine. Okay, let's try drain. Okay, D is not first, but the RA is in place. So we're actually, we know where the D goes as well, because it's yellow the other two places. So it's probably something like this, like grade. Is there anything else? Let's just do grade. All right, wow. That D was lucky. These are always nice to have, right? Grade. Okay. Pretty straightforward word today. I don't know how trappy it is. Maybe if you don't have the D, it could be trappy. That R-A-E. That's all you've got, you don't have the G, you don't have the D. That can get very trappy, I'm sure. All right, so we might have some casualties due to that. Before we do anything else, let's spin the wheel and see what we're going to start with tomorrow. It's a massive wheel. All right. Party, suggested by Bill C. So if you'd like to follow along, tomorrow we'll be starting with party. All right, let's do some analysis. Oops, okay, analysis. The answer was grade, and we started with mold. Good day for mold. All right, 131 words left. It suggests deers or reeds or cedar or dance. Is drain on the list? Doesn't look like it. I went with drain. Drain had a, drain would have lost on ER stuff, apparently. Rider. That's nasty. But it wasn't an ER word today, so we were fine. Grade and trade were the only ones left. Why did I think of grade over trade? I think I like to, on guess 3, I'm not even thinking about T because I usually have the T gone by then, but not this time. That's probably the explanation. But I won a 50-50. Got my 3 instead of 4. It would have gone with deers, which is still grade trade. Or if we want one that could be an answer, cedar. But cedar is significantly worse because we're down to 4 answers here and we can't guarantee. So we could get grade in 3, but it's much more likely that we're getting it in 4 or even 5. All right, if we go with cedar. Okay, it starts with tails. Beard, with that A and E, beard, easy to remember. Okay, from here, we're gonna go for Drake or Drape. Afterwards, we get grade, so it's guaranteed 4. It's interesting that there were so many options left with beard result like that. I guess it's only 3, Drake, Drape, grade. So the reason we don't go for grade here is because grade does not distinguish between Drake and Drape. So if you guess grade and it's not, you still have a 50-50 afterwards. Whereas if you guess Drake or Drape, you're guaranteed a win right after. And so that changes the average guesses left from 1.666 to 2. All right, we're going to go for steel. We got the E and the A again. This time we go for raged. And then it's raged is an anagram of grade, a pure anagram. Wow. Is grade up there? Interestingly, it's not. Whereas, is grade not there? Grade is not in the top 10, even though raged is the best, and raged is a pure anagram. Placement really makes a difference, apparently. Okay, we're going to go for a dew, the most common starting word. We have this D, and so we only have 40 words left. Going to go for decal, and then we're going to go for, we might get grade in 3. Otherwise, we're going to go for something like padre, and then we could do trade grade. So it could be as bad as 5, it looks like, 3 to 5. Audio. With that D, we're going dealt. And then shade. Grade is not quite as good. We're going to go shade, and we could be a 4 or a 5. Stare is another common starting word. We're going to go for brace. So we're going to move that R there, and we're going to do something like brace or crave or craze. We'll try brace. And then from here, this is what I was saying. It's kind of trappy. We're going to go drape. And drape is nice because we've got Drake, and then we also have grape. And so it kind of gets you that edge there. And then that's lucky because with that yellow D, we're going to end up with grade. Okay. Right. So drape also helps with grade. Drape helps with grade and grape and drake. So like 4 out of the 7 possible answers are covered by drape because drape is also an answer. So that's why it's really nice. Grade. Okay. After stare, we do trace. Trace tries to get in 2. Got that RAE, but you know what? It could get super lucky and go grade, but it's saying drake is better. So unfortunately, it is a 3, but grade was up there. Okay. Clasp is what the official bot starts with, and that's the last thing we'll do. From clasp with just that A, it goes trade. It goes right into that RAE, and that's lucky because it's trade grade. All right. Gets a 3, all greens. Well, let's check with the bot and see how people are doing today. Grab a screenshot first so that we can analyze in not hard mode after hard mode. Okay, great. Let's see here. So, we beat the bot. Give me a 98 skill. Like my guess is quite a lot. 3 is below average. So from mold, 69 other, nice. We've got drain is actually one of the more common. It's tied for the most common follow-up, along with drape, trade. Oh wow, trade is going to go straight to grade. It's one step after to solve. No one went for grade. Drink, drive are tied. That's a bit amusing in a morbid kind of way. Dares, death, diary, daisy, dairy. So, holy cow, we've made a sentence almost. Drink, drive, dares, death. Okay. And then I had 2 words left to pick from. I picked the right one. It would have guessed trade. Okay. Clasp, trade, grade. That's exactly what we had on the bot. We haven't been able to see the cheater rate in a while. All right, 7% grade, 34.1%, 66.5%, 87.1%, 97.1%. So grade still gets an A. Still 97.1% grade. People are losing on GRA blank E. Graze, grave, grape, grace, great. Yeah, that's trappy. Okay. Let's check with normal mode. See what our grade is there. 98, 68 is the same thing. Drain would have been one of my top picks. Okay. People went drain, drive, drink, dance, drape, draft, drake, death, drink. Okay. No sentence this time. All right. Slate, and then it just does a filler, prick, and then grave, grade. So even after the filler, it's not able to get in 3 because of this GRA blank E trap. It doesn't get the D. Getting the D seems really important in this one. If you want a good grade, you have to get the D. All right. 0.5%. It seems to be 0.5% cheater rate these days. 6.1, 29.5, 63. This feels lower. 85.6, 96.3 is a little lower. People losing on the same stuff. Graze, grave, grape, grace, great. All right. Well, how'd you do? And that is it for Wordle. Hope you enjoyed it. There is a link at the end of the video if you want to watch the New York Times games video. I also have a pinned comment with all the games I played today. And if you enjoyed this, want to leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.